Hello everyone, it's Caribbean E. Welcome to the channel. Hope everybody just having a wonderful and a fantastic day and you're living your best life based on what you have. Today I'm coming up with another inspirational message. I have been talking in the past about the Apostle Paul, and I started at the 27th chapter of the book of Acts, where he had entered through his ship, went through a terrible storm, a violent storm, and the ship ended up tearing apart. All the shipmen, all the shipmates that was with him had to grab a piece of that ship and float, paddle to the shore to make it safely. Now, when you go through a terrible storm in your life, a lot of you guys and gals know what I mean when I talk about a storm. A storm is anything, and I can break it down for you. A storm is anything that's out of the normal, that will knock you off, make you think, mess your day up, sometimes have you in tears, have you totally distraught. You don't know if you're coming or going. Okay? And one thing I learned about storms as a Christian and as a person that has studied the Bible extensively, I found out that either you're preparing to go through a storm, or either you're in a storm, or either you're exiting a storm. And right now, you're at one of those three places. Every one of us. Okay? Yes, I'm in the Caribbean, living life beautiful, but I still got stuff that I have to deal with. The stuff that happens. Even the stuff that happens in the U.S., it affects me because my bank accounts, I got a couple of accounts that's still connected to the financial economy of the U.S. of A. Okay? Credit report, everything else. Okay? So, this storm, you either getting ready to go in a storm, or you're in a storm, you got to hold on to something with all your might, or you're in a storm and you get ready to come out. One thing about storms that I like and I found about, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. You just got to be adjusted and be able to hold on until the storm comes to an end. Now, when God takes us through storms, you're going to be on that storm long enough for God to accomplish a certain particular thing in your life. There's some things that we never want to go through. That's why God don't tell us everything. There's some things that we never would volunteer and say, God, hey, it's me, take me through this. No, we don't want to go through that. We want to be cool, calm, collected. We want microwave faith. We want all this stuff. We want to go through what we went through. A lot of people don't want to go through with the constable knocking on your door telling you you got 30 minutes to be out. A lot of us don't want to deal with when the cops pull us over because we've been speeding, going too fast, or you didn't realize that your driver's license was suspended, or you didn't realize that your insurance had lapsed. Okay? A lot of things in life. Even with your health. You thought that you were cured from the cancer. But a couple of months later or a couple of years later, perhaps the cancer came back. That's a storm. So all of us, okay, are in one of those three places. You're either in one, you're either in the middle of one, you got to hold on with all your might, or you in your last season of your storm. And one thing about storms, when you go through the three phases, you come out and God will give you what you call a recovery period. And when you go through that recovery period, you're able to relax and reflect and figure out how you can be prepared for the next storm. Because, like I told you before, life is full of storms. It's full of them. Whether we want to go through them or not, life is full of storms. Okay? Whether you're a driver, whether you work at a restaurant, whether you do catering, or whether you work in a grocery store, you're always going to experience those storms. Okay? And storms really come to make you strong and make you more aware of life and more aware of God. And God wants you really to depend on Him in the storm and not on your substance or your circumstances or even the things that you have. Because I'll tell you something. Being broke is a storm. That's one of the biggest storms that you can ever deal with, is being broke. So, when you're going through a storm and you don't have no money, you pray and hopefully God will send you some money. Because I've been in a situation like that where my funds were really, really low when I was in the military. And my check hadn't caught up with me. And I was in Tennessee, I'll never forget it. And I said, Lord, you gotta let something happen here, because I had a family, 2 kids. I mean, we're on a week's end right now. Before I know it, I went to the bank. Wasn't nothing in the bank. Then I came back, something said, check the mailbox. Went to the mailbox, bang, what was in there? It's a government United States Treasury check. I was so happy, I didn't know what to do. We used to sing a song, or people used to quote, he may not come when you want him, but he's right on time God. Okay, so, storms. Back to your storms. Storms can do devastating things in the natural, but also in the spiritual. Because a lot of people always look at it with the natural eye, but they never see the spiritual. They never see what God is trying to show them and the direction that God is trying to shift them. So God got to send you storm your life to shift you in the right direction. Even with relationships. There were some people that came in your life that you thought that was for you, but they really wasn't for you. They came in your life long enough to disturb you and have your nerves bad and have you almost want to jump out the window or stab them or shoot them. But God allowed them to move on, and now you got peace. And now you got to wait for God's still small voice to speak to you so He can give you direction who to deal with and who will be better for you and more fitted for you, because He knows you, because He made you. Now, storms sometimes are very, very distasteful. And sometimes I hate storms. I can't stand them. But when I realize that God is on ship with me, then it makes me relax and gives me a calm, because I know He's up to something and He knows what He's doing. Sometimes you don't know if you're coming or going when you go through storms. And I keep referring to the storms that happened in Puerto Rico. They got Hurricane Maria that happened in 2019. Then they had the earthquake happened in 2019. Now they're going through this COVID-19 like the rest of us. Okay, so just one thing after another. Refine it. Sometimes storms come to refine you and retune you and to tune you and to retune you, to make sure that you're tuned up for the road ahead, that make you stronger for the things that you got to face. Now listen at this. If God let you go through a storm and you fail that storm and you fail that test, guess what? You got to go through it again. So you either can go through it flying colors on the first time and get it done and learn something and be happy, or He can take you through it again. Another thing about storms. Storms don't come with your consent. Things that show up at your doorstep and you got to deal with them. Now, I really got on this video, and this is my inspirational talk. I really got on here to talk about recovery. But I wanted to hit on storms first, because you can't appreciate recovery until you go through a storm first. Then when you get into your recovery season, you can be appreciative. Now, when Paul begins to recover on the 28th chapter of the book of Acts, he ran into all kinds of barbarous people, superstitious people, all kinds of crazy beliefs, all this stuff. He was just yet teaching them and telling them, hey, you want to do this the right way. You don't want to do this the wrong way. He was just trying to help them and tell them and teach them, because he was all about instruction and teaching. Now look at Paul. This whole lifespan of Paul. He used to actually persecute the church. He did. He persecuted the church. He hated the church, and then God changed him on the road to Damascus. He changed him, transformed his life, gave him a different name. Now he's here on this island in the 28th chapter of the book of Acts. and it's recovery season. Now, when I think about recovery, I think about the U.S. economy recovering from this COVID-19, because recovery is recovery. And one thing about recovery, it takes time. When a woman goes through a childbirth and she carries that child for 9 months, she don't just heal up 30 minutes after the child has been born. There's a recovery period. And there's a recovery season that that woman's body has got to go through to heal. That's why it's not suggested that women have children too fast, because you haven't given yourself a chance to heal. When a woman has a C-section, that recovery will take a little bit longer because of the type of operation she had to have to deliver that child. So, I was telling my friends on Facebook that the United States economy, and the Lord showed me this, that was on life support for about the last 3 or 4 years. People were struggling, barely making it. People in California sleeping in tents on the street, defecating all over the place. Dirty, filthy needles all over the place. People sharing needles. Same thing happened in New York, these cities. Even right now, as we deal with the COVID-19, people are still living in the streets in tents. And you haven't even dealt with that yet. They haven't, because these people have been living in the streets, been eating out of trash cans for years. While some of us are throwing out food in our homes, these people have been eating out of trash cans and restaurant trash cans for years. So your body developed a type of system for filth, but it's still filth. So it's going to take a minute to recover, because now restaurants can't keep food in the refrigerator on ice that long for it to be good for the customers that come in. So they got to restock. They got to contact their vendors. The vendors got to recover, so on and so on and so on, till restaurants become fully operational to receive customers. It's called recovery. The economy's got a recovery. Our government is trillions and billions and trillions of dollars in debt because they didn't handle their business right from day one. So now it's going to take a while. Now, the government can't build their coffers unless you and I are contributing to the government. The government makes money off of other people's money. Your taxes and my taxes. So it's going to take them a while, because now we got to get back to work, or those that are working got to go back to work and begin to pay taxes, so that the coffers that the government has put out billions of dollars for this emergency here, that they begin again to rebuild the treasury. They also got to open up those borders, because we got to have stuff coming in. We got to have commerce. So you got to open up them borders again. Those ships got to come in. The planes got to bring the cargo. Everything has got to be business as usual. But it's going to take a minute to recover. I know the president's in a rush, but we don't have everything that we need. We don't even have an antidote for this COVID-19. Quiet is kept. We got sanitation workers that are working in every city, still out there collecting dirty, filthy trash. My prayers go out to them, because I just talked to a friend of mine about 24 hours ago, and he told me that there's 5 people already that's positive for the coronavirus, sanitation workers. So it's just 5 of them. Imagine how many of them that are positive that don't realize that they are positive. So the recovery will take a minute. When you go through the divorce, you'll just jump right out there and find somebody, and 3 weeks later you're married again, because you didn't give yourself a chance to heal. You didn't give your chance time to recover. This recovery thing, we got to let the recovery thing take its course. And once it takes its course, you'll like it a lot better than trying to rush through to recover. And the same thing with this economy. We got to do bits here, we got to do bits there. Open this up right here, see how that works out, make sure everybody's good, make sure everybody's safe. It's bits and pieces. It's a slow progression process. Because when you try to do it too fast, now you got a microwave economy, people are getting sick again, and now you got to shut everything down and send anybody another check. And God knows things are so expensive in the U.S. Just one check just ain't going to do it. So many people need all the checks that they can get for them, their families, their mortgages, credit cards, everything, especially with this health insurance. So I just wanted to share that with you. I'm going to cut it short. But remember, recovery is a piece all within itself. And if you go and you read Acts, the 28th chapter, Paul had that shipwreck and he was at Malta. It took him a minute before he was able to board another ship to finish his journey. So don't trip where God got you sitting and waiting, because he knows that you ain't healed yet. Your emotions, brothers and sisters, are not healed yet from that relationship. Your finances is not up to snuff yet. You ain't ready for that house, that size. You may not be ready for this apartment in this day. You may not be ready for that kind of car that you really, really want. You got to wait till you recover. You got to wait till your change comes. And when it comes, I guarantee you, you will like it a lot better than trying to rush through your recovery season. Recovery is very, very important. It's like being shot. Stay in the hospital for a while, then you got to recover. You got to take the bullet out. You got to recover. And make sure, even if you have back surgery, it's a recovery. Sometimes life is a recovery. We all go through recovery season. Sit back, relax, and enjoy your recovery season. Because when you recover, you're preparing yourself for your next storm. And you don't want to go through any storms broke up and tore up from the floor up, because that's just going to make it harder and inconvenient for you to get through it the way you want to get through it. You want to finish strong. And I'm talking in the natural and the spiritual. If you got a spiritual, you can understand what I'm trying to say. Okay? So, hope you guys got something from that. Hold on to that wisdom nugget about recovery. Recovery is going to be very important. Because when you recover strong. You can look like this kid here that's been through hell and high water. But I'm still standing tall because I've learned from my mistakes. I learned from the people that I was around. And I'm a much better person than I used to be. So, in the meantime, between the time, always remember life to be enjoyed. Hit that subscription notification. And guess what? We'll see you on the next video. And remember, recover well with a smile on your face. And you won't have no regrets later. Peace.